Well, while the Matildas are winning the hearts of the Australian sporting public, another Aussie athlete is vowing never to represent the green and gold ever again because we're all a bunch of racists. Basketball star Liz Cambage said to journalists this week she's going to play for Nigeria, never again for Australia. Now, her mother is Australian, her father is Nigerian. The problem is the last time she played for Australia, it was against Nigeria, and according to players from both teams, she was the one dishing out the racial abuse. A practice game for the 2021 Tokyo Olympics had to be called off after Cambage elbowed Nigerian players in the face, called them monkeys, and told them to go back to their third world country. She says they enjoyed it so much, now they want her to play for them.
And a report says that you called the players monkeys and told them to go back to their third world country. You have vehemently denied these reports.
Yes.
But there is also a group of people that say that you did say these things. Why are these stories so drastically different?
A lot of girls don't like me. I don't really lean towards racially backed insults. That's not how I go. I'm very pro-black.
So you maintain that you did not say
I did not
either
say
of
these
those
to
things.
because the truth looks a lot worse for other organizations involved than using me as a scapegoat. Like, why does Nigeria want me to leave Australia and go represent them?
Right now.
We're filing for me to leave the Australian team so I can represent Nigeria. This is what I mean. People don't know the truth.
It was also during the 2021 Tokyo Olympics that Cambage, who doesn't do racial insults, complained that a promo shot of some Australian team members for sponsors contained too many white faces. She wrote at the time, "How can I represent a country that doesn't represent me?" which translated means, I really wish I was in the sponsor's promo shot. Maybe she could just play basketball rather than count coloured faces. Anyway, she's off to play for Nigeria, despite the fact Nigerian players said today that they don't want her, and Basketball Australia said we haven't heard anything from Nigeria about organising transfer papers. But Liz, I can imagine how the talks would go. Liz Cambage would say, I want to play for Nigeria, and Basketball Australia would say, well, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Well, they've already said she's not donning the green and gold again.
Right.
So I think this is really just her preempting that and trying to make it sound like this is of my own free will. I wasn't fired, I'm leaving, because that's a way cooler narrative for everyone to believe. But let me get this straight. We're such a racist country, right, that we gave her the opportunity of a lifetime to play in our A-League. I'm really not following the story there. It doesn't make much sense to me. And also, Nigeria has denied that they have invited her to play for them, because there's this system between the sporting teams where you've got to apply for a release, etc. And so none of that has happened. And in fact, one of the Nigerian players shared this news from Liz and literally tweeted, lol, sorry, but this never happened.
Right. Yep.
So this whole, well, why is Nigeria asking me to play? Why do they want me? Nigeria's like, yeah, that hasn't happened. Sorry.
She's amazing. I just love her. I think we have finally found the Meghan Markle of basketball. She's just a complete fabulous. She just says things that appear in her head as though they've actually happened in the world around her. And then anyone who challenges her on them is, of course, as we all know, a racist.
A racist.
And I'm going to read you a response from one of the Nigerian basketball players. I'm so glad you mentioned that, Liz. Her name is Promise Mukamara. And I reckon someone whose first name is Promise
You got to believe
is probably telling the truth.
Absolutely.
And she says it is false that she is in talks to represent Nigeria in the Olympics. She called us monkeys and told us to go back to our country. Yes, she said that, wrote Akamara. And we know she said it because everyone around her heard her say it. But the best thing is I'm going to prepare a defence for Liz Cambage here.
Nice.
Maybe when she said go back to your third world country, she meant like go on a world tour. Like not third world as in developing, as in a hole, as Donald Trump would say, but rather, go back to not one world country, not two world country, but even go to your third world country, because I want you to have the joyous experience of all the races and cultures in the world, just as I have been able to enjoy them and experience them here in the most multicultural country on earth.
Suggesting they go on a cruise then.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
pop in,
Exactly. Go to the breakfast buffet, get the COVID-19, knock yourself out, take a bit of R&R.
What's really happening is she hasn't played basketball for a while because she was playing for a WNBA team in the States, the Los Angeles team. They sort of didn't want her because she whinged too much that people didn't pass the ball to her. But she does have a promising DJ and modelling career, Liz, and I think this is a way to get back in the news.
Great segue. Also, as soon as someone says, other girls just really don't like me. It's like oppression. It's not oppression that people don't like you, okay? If they just don't like you, maybe pay a bit more attention to the common denominator.
I just wish you'd come up with a more original sort of thing rather than racism, because these days everything is racist.